Hello and welcome to Bophelong. I am Pule Molebati. What started as a fascination with Zulu culture, sparked by watching the famous Shaka Zulu miniseries, has turned into a successful career for David Jenkins, better known as Qadasi. He is an accomplished Maskandi musician who developed a deep passion for Zulu culture and music from a young age. In fact, he chose to study isiZulu in school as a second language. We met up with him in Durban to discuss this unique approach in his music career. Watch this.
It is very rare to find a young white man doing what this one does, which makes perfect sense why he's popularly known as Qadasi.
David is a guy from Empangeni in the heart of Zululand, who grew up in Edropin, in town, not on a farm, and who had many interests growing up as a young boy, from World War II to sailing to gorillas, and then a deep interest was the Zulu culture, Isiko Lamazulu, and from history to traditional dance and traditional music. Qadasi is an old word, another word, Zulu word for umlungu, or white person. And in my praise poem, as a Maskandi artist, one has a praise poem talking about umlando wakho and events that have taken place throughout your life. And so ngithi mina ngiqadasa little puthu neklabish. So I'm the white person who eats puthu and cabbage. Ihubo lamabutho, the Zulu war singing, Zulu war cries. I remember being a youngster and recording those, going when I was at festivals, recording the Zulu, the Amabuto, doing their war cries. And that was, that gave me complete goosebumps.
At a very young age, he developed a passion interest in Shaka Zulu and the Zulu culture, and this is how his journey began.
I used to travel around with my father, and my late father, who was a journalist, and he used to cover events in Zululand, and so we would go out. We'd go out to traditional celebrations. We'd go to Sandlwana, where all the reenactments took place, and that was where my interest sparked. And I then, through that interest, I discovered Maskandi, umculo wesintu, and I started listening to the likes of Uphuza Khemisi, Ashel Mhlophe, Mfazi Omnyama, all the Maskandi great. Bengina 9 years ngaleso sikhathi, and kodwa emqondweni ngathi mina Maskandi has different sounds, and just as you have different genres of Western music, there were styles that I found incredibly powerful, and so listening to artists such as Uphuza Khemisi, I got more and more interested in the technicalities behind the music.
At the age of 12, he was given his very first guitar, and within a week or so, he was playing his first basic Maskandi song.
I decided one day that ngifuna ukudlala isigingci, ngiyasidinga isigingci. And so my parents bought me my first guitar at the age of 12, and I wanted to go straight into Maskandi, but ngabona ngaleso sikhathi ngabona ukuthi uMaskandi unzima kakhulu, and so ngasithola isigingci, ngasishaya bambila my chords, and then slowly but surely I started picking up Maskandi, and it's difficult in the sense that you're using your fingers, your thumb and your forefinger, and that was where the difficulty began, and so it took some time to get into it, but that was how it started. I would sit for hours every day. After school, I'd make sure I did my homework during school. If I had time, and so I had time in the afternoons to sit and and eventually, over a couple of years, I picked up Maskandi.
With the overwhelming support of his family and friends, he was encouraged to continue his passion in both the Zulu culture and music.
My parents introduced me to the music of the legendary White Zulu, Johnny Clegg, and he was a huge inspiration, and he showed me that it was possible, no matter what other people say, that bridging traditional Zulu and Western folk music was a possibility. And I was still young at the time, and so that was a huge help to see that there was a future there for bridging the two together. It was different. Other than Johnny Clegg, that was, it wasn't every day you'd find a white guy in the suburbs, in Pangini suburbs, playing Maskandi, and so to have their support was a huge deal.
There's no doubt that as a kid, his character stood out in a very unique way.
While my friends were all listening to rap and R&B, pop, and all the rest of it, my focus was on Maskandi, and it carried on. It just got deeper and deeper. Ngasithola isiZulu esikoleni. When I was in grade 8, we could choose ukuthi singakhetha isibunu, Afrikaans noma isiZulu. And ngibatshelile ngiyasidinga isiZulu. They were hesitant at first, all my teachers. They as I didn't grow up on a farm or anything, and but they allowed me to continue with Zulu, and I really appreciate Felixton College's support in that sense, and throughout my school career they were a huge support, and they followed my passion. Even though ngumlungu umhlophe qwa, uMaskandi ngathi uMaskandi usegazini.
With such talent and love for Maskandi music, Qadasi attracted quite talented mentors in the music industry. More coming up after the ad break. Welcome back to the show right here on SABC News. Qadasi's colleague Maqhinga tells us more about the young man's relentless work ethic. Take a look.
The passion for music runs in the family.
My father played 13 instruments. My uncle is an amazing musician, and he's been a huge mentor. And so music is in the family. My mother's a singer, and so being able to take music, musical instruments, and my love for music, and put that together with traditional Zulu music and culture is amazing.
After the death of his father, he taught himself how to play his late father's 5-string banjo and then developed a passion for a concertina.
One day I decided that I wanted to learn how to play the concertina, the nkosini, because it has a cry like nothing else. And when you hear a Zulu concertina, there is nothing quite like it. And so I decided I had to learn how to play the nkosini. And so one day, after finding a concertina, we decided we had to find a tuner, someone who could tune the concertina to khuluma Zulu, and because they have to be specially tuned. And we somehow, after my mother and I, after we phoned dozens of people in the industry, we found someone who said, there's this man by the name of Maqhinga, and he's based in Durban. He's an incredible musician, and he will know who to find to tune your concertina. So we went down to Durban, and my mother and I, and met up with Maqhinga. We found the tuner, and that was the beginning of the concertina and the beginning of my relationship with my great friend Maqhinga.
Qadasi now spends a great deal of time with Maskandi musician Maqhinga, who has become more of a brother to him.
Kwakumgqibelo wafika ngabo 10 ekseni. Hawu umfana omncane nje umlungu. Wasiyachaza ukuthi hayi inkinga yami laMaqhinga nginenkositini manje inkositini mawuyithengile ifuna uyishintshe uyisethe ngendlela yesintu awuyidlali nje from iphuma esitolo. Ikhona la uyisetha khona ukuzijoyine uMaskandi. Inabantu abambalwa abakwazi ukuyenza leyo nto ayenziwa nje noma ubani uyahamba umfuna umuntu owenza leyo nto ababaningi futhi. Hayi ngase ngithi hayi ngizokusiza ngikuhambisela inkositini kulo muntu.
I had my guitar in the car, so brought out the guitar, and spent a couple of hours jamming. Maqhinga didn't realize at first that I played Maskandi. He thought I wanted him to teach me at first, and then so I started playing a bit, and then he had his guitar out and he started jamming, and it just worked.
Hawu ngamuza ukuthi uMaskandi uyawudlala. Hawu nami ngabamba isiginci. Naye wathi mayithi uyalalela sihlanganisa lento ngoba uma iginci siyidlala asidla ayikhali into efanayo. Zisuke zisethwe endlela ngendlela ezihlukene ukuthi makuhlangana ke bese kuba mnandi. Hayi ukuthi nje mhlambe naye mangabe edlala kuleyo ndawo nangifike ngibambe kuleyo ndawo ngavele kumane kuhaze nje kuba ngumsindo, kodwa yena mangabe isiginci sakhe siyi-open singaboshiwe ngalento ekuthiwa i-bridge esami ke sizoboshwa ngisibophela ngizosiqondanisa khona ukuthi mhlambe mina ngidlala isimpondo la yena uzodlala isiZulu. Mhlambe edlala isibhaca yena mhlambe mina ngizodlala isiZulu. Siyiphambanisa nje lento kanje bese iqondana. Kwahlangana kanjalo.
Unamanga mawuthi uzongala ngeke ungishiye ngeke ungale. Unamanga mawuthi uzongala ngeke ungishiye.
Ambani. Okay. Qadasi. Yebo. Ekugcineni ake siyishintshe manje. Yabo ekugcineni uthi la nje kuphela ngeke ungale kuphela.
Okay.
Ngeke ungale. Mangabe senza ingoma ngoba isiZulu deep lesi sidlala ngoba lesiZulu lesiculayo naye sisenza naye si deep ngalendlela yokuthi amanothi akhona afana nawe jazz ungathi umZulu kodwa mayizulu lesesideep ungasazi kahle uyasala kodwa yena uyakwazi ukuwabamba lawo manothi amanothi nje esintu ongawathatha wena mhlawumbe wacula uwenze agcine sefuna ukuba ushamene athi ushamene usuke sekwe ukuthuthuka kwengoma kodwa nje izulu leseseyinkondlo uyawazi amanothi akhona noma mayemgeja futhi mangimlungisa akumthatha isikhathi esithi ukuthi angezwe ukuthi ngithini
unamanga mawuthi uzongala ngeke ungishiye
mawuthi uzongala zonga
Sure. All right.
ngibala isikhathi esincane kakhulu akazobe sephezulu kakhulu uqada sinaso mangiqala isikhathi lesisebenzile njengamanje njengoba ngibala ngithi iminyaka esiwu6 eminyakeni ewu4 yeah bazobe umhlaba usumazi ngoba vele umhlaba usuqalile uyamazi manje kanti usemncane kodwa nje eminyaka nje ewu4 uzobe umhlaba usumazi kakhulu
Angaliwa kanjalo Angaliwa kanjalo Angaliwa kanjalo Unamanga mawuthi uzongala ngeke ungishiye ngeke ungale Unamanga mawuthi uzongala ngeke ungishiye ngeke ungale amaring ama-necklace ama-things zonkusela yini
Looking for social issues?
It is not our intention to give condoms to 10-year-old children.
Looking for religious issues?
The point is not for the church to try and prove whether this is the fact.
So we want accountability. Is there a system of governance in your churches?
Political issues?
Barack Obama said Africa should stop looking to the outside for salvation and focus on someone else being at fault for the problems of the continent.
Economic issues?
The young mothers, single mothers that's buying property now.
Or just looking to air your views?
Here are some of your views on social media.
Look no further, as Newsroom has all the informative information you need. Weekdays at 9 a.m. only on the SABC News channel.
In Africa, technology has created many new ways of doing things.
ICT is an increasingly important part of everybody's life.
It's being used in education, for social media, and now for farming too.
The best thing about internet for a farmer is that we get to share information.
On Network, we give you all the important African technology and social media news. That's Network with Ms. Phumelele Zondi every Sunday at 7:30 p.m. Central African Time, only on SABC News.
Thank you for staying with us right here on Bophelong. Kadasi is presently under the independent label Sunday Entertainment, headed by Sibongiseni Shabalala, a member of Ladysmith Black Mambazo. Together with Makringa, they make magic.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Kadasi signed his first record deal under well-known Sibongiseni Shabalala, who is a member of Ladysmith Black Mambazo and leader of Shabalala Rhythm.
Kwangithusa ukuthi hawu ngoba lo mfana usemncane ufuna ukudlala umaskandi kodwa ngase ngiyacabanga ukuthi hayi ukhona uJohnny Clegg wake wawudlala umaskandi namanje usekhona mhlawumbe umfana ufuna ukuthatha lapho iphethini yaqhubeka kodwa ngithe uma sekuqhubeka isikhathi ngase ngiyabona sengimbheka mase sihlangene ngabona ukuthi lento iphakathi kuyena uyayithanda akuyona into ayibukelayo noma ayibonile afuna ukwenza njengobani kodwa yinto ekuyena impela ayithandayo ngoba sithe noma sihlala ngithi hayi kodwa mfana ngoba usemncane yini ungaqala ukuthi uyofunda kancane esikoleni noma euniversity bese uyabuya wathi nayi into engifuna ukuyenza and uyayenza uyimisele futhi. Into enhle ngaye udlalela thina abantu abamnyama adlalela abelungu nabantu abamnyama uyasihlanganisa isizwe sase-Afrika. Ngifana nobaba wakhe nje nomfowabo omdala ngoba siyamkhulisa. Uyibambe khona lapho naqeda ngathi uyehla kancane wena.
Oh, okay.
Uphezulu kakhulu. Okay. Simthole nje eyingane samrekhoda sammarketa samfunela lapho samnikeza ama contact lapha nalapha siyamkhulisa ngoba into ayenzayo siyayithanda ihlanganisa abantu bonke ayigcini nje ngokuthi uyoculela belungu aculela abantu abamnyama kodwa uyasihlanganisa sonke wenza ukuthi intsha izokwazi ukubukela kuyena ukuthi nangumfana oqhamuka esikoleni nje kodwa ngokuyimisela ngoba lento idinga ukuthi uyimisele ube nothando lwayo ukuze iqhubeke ungabuki ukuthi mhlawumbe usibani wenza wathola imali mangebuke wayibuka ngeso lemali awuze ukuya ndawo ngoba imali ayikho imali ilandela umuntu osebenzayo mangabe ubuka imali ugijima uya kuyona awuyifici so ke lo mfana lo uhamba kahle ngendlela yokuthi uthanda umculo wakhe so ke mhlambe kusasa umculo wakhe uzomlethela imali.
His first album, titled Child of Africa, was also part of the devastating journey of losing his father.
My father passed away very unexpectedly, and I was 16 at the time, and only just getting into the music. And although it was really difficult, I know he'd be very proud of where I've gotten to, of my present status in the industry, and and it was all because of his support and my mother's support and my family's support. My debut album, Child of Africa, was dedicated to my father and all the support I received from him over the years. Many people say, Qatas, so you're white on the outside and completely Zulu on the inside. I'm incredibly proud of where I come from. Let's put it that way. I have Scottish roots, British roots, Welsh roots, and I'm proud of where I come from. But I'm an Impangeni boy and a Zululand boy, and the Zulu culture meant a great deal to me growing up, and it meant more and more to me as I grew older, and now it's now my life is I'm following my dream as a traditional Zulu Maskandi musician, And Zulu culture is a huge part of my life, going into the rural areas with my friends and co-musicians. And so, you know, the Zulu culture is a huge part of my life, and my English heritage is a huge part of my life. So it's a mixture.
At only 23 years old, he has focused on making a career out of his talent. Some of his achievements include his debut album nominated for a SADMA. He's toured the USA in cities like New York, New Jersey, and Virginia. He is now the leader of the Qadasi band.
I did it, and so can you. Yenza lento ejabulisa inhliziyo yakho.
Qadasi mfana odla uphuthu nekabishi. Qhubeka nohambo lwakho oluhle.
His latest album, Uhambo Olusha, is in stores nationwide. Go out there and get yourself a copy. Music is indeed a universal language. It breaks down all sorts of barriers. That's it from us for today. Until next week, it's a goodbye for now.